From a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Welcome to From the Ashes Radio Show on About Face Radio. I am your co-host, One Shot Seth, sitting next to the host, Robert Shenanigans Williams, and we're ready to have a good show. One where I'm a little bit more coherent than last week.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I didn't say I was 100% coherent. I said I was more coherent than last week.
There we go. That's the one I was looking for. So I can follow all these conversations. Sup, dogs? Nathan Hucker, hello. So,
yes.
How you feeling, man?
Better than last week.
Do you mind if I move these over?
You don't want them to be part of the show?
Your dog beating
They're
sticks?
such a big part of my life. We're talking about my crutches, folks. I have spent way too many days of my life on those the last few years.
Happy President's Day.
Happy President's Day.
Do you have
Happy future President of the United States of America, Robert Shenanigans Williams. President's Day.
Only two things on my platform. Legalize lane splitting for motorcycles and abolish the Department of Veterans Affairs.
I thought there was three.
Was there another one?
Yeah.
What we had?
What's the when you whack somebody legally? Punishment. Corporal punishment.
Oh, yeah. Corporal punishment
for stolen valor.
Yes. That's it. There it is. Man, it's an easy election.
It is. Hold on. It's corporal punishment for stolen valor and anything exceeding a service ribbon.
So like the kid walking around with a basic training like rainbow, like I'm in the army, just graduated basic training ribbon. Yeah, he what does he just get caned or flogged or something?
Something like that. We don't whack that fucking guy. So when they put like Special Forces, Ranger Battalion, fucking Navy SEAL, MARSOP, like fucking, they got all of them.
Do you remember when the war first started and like that was a huge deal and guys were walking around like in full on I'm a Sergeant Major SEAL Trident shit?
I had, mind you, like my days in the Army were the early 2000s where online dating was like still like becoming a thing. I mean, it was a thing. But one of my buddies in my unit was like an E4 and he used to fucking have this profile he used that he was like some Special Forces badass. And he was not.
He was not.
No.
I mean,
he was just a regular infantry guy.
And
here's the thing. Chicks don't know the fucking difference. Only we do. They're like, oh, you're in the military, cute uniform.
Yeah.
Give a fuck if you're a second Ranger bat, if you're a fucking cook. They don't care.
Well, I used to tell chicks before I met my wife that I was a doctor.
Well, we call you Doc.
And that's why I was able to get away with it.
I had to explain that to my mom one time. They call medics doctors, and I was like, "No, we call them doc.
It's different."
She's like, "Yeah, but my mom's very rigid on like things being the right way."
I love your mom. She's good people.
So she's like, "But they're not a doctor." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's doc. It's not doctor."
Isn't she like a bigwig? She does. What does she do again?
She is a doctor, and she's the assistant dean of a medical university or college or something like that.
Yeah, she's something smart.
Something smart.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite president? I mean, there's a lot to choose from, roughly 50.
I wasn't a big fan of Bush, and looking back at his presidency, I like a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
There were some mistakes made, but
of course,
I think he did a lot of really good stuff. He kept a nice balance. If I were to,
hello, Johanna, we're going to get to your story in a second.
As this pisses people off, I'm a huge anti-Hillary person. I really hate that see you next Tuesday human being.
I get it.
But I don't think your husband was as bad as people make him out to be. I think he had a horrible first lady doing dirty shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was moderate for a Democrat.
Wow. You are a generous soul.
I am generous. I don't hate that guy. And he also got a blowjob in the Oval Office.
How can you fault that?
Wait, though. He did what every man in the world would have done.
I
didn't do it.
After my election, it's the first thing I'm asking for, whether I win or not.
Right?
I mean, it's the very first words coming out of my mouth. So yeah.
She got me in the bed.
Yeah. Oh, I meant from Sandy, but I mean, I'm still going to ask for it.
Oh, I was just laughing about him. I did not.
All right. So Johanna has tuned in just because she sent us what is going to be our Carl moment. But you said you had one.
I have a great Carl moment.
So we have 2 Carl moments for this week then. So send you what you got, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm supposed to send you, or I'm supposed to do it now?
Tell them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on.
I'm aware. You tell them.
It like
I did. Absolutely did.
Irish rooster with a violent past kills man with attack to the back of the leg. So this is not going to be Private Carl on this story. Farmer Carl got murdered by his rooster with a violent past.
We've all been there.
An Irish inquest found a man who died in April of 2022 was attacked by a rooster with a history of attacking people, according to reports. The Irish Examiner in Cork, Ireland, reported that Jasper Cross was allegedly attacked by a Brahma chicken that was moved to his property in Ballinasloe after it attacked a child.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dickhead chicken.
Yep. So
I'll bet he's not going to fucking Chick-fil-A this weekend.
No. Dude, I saw a funny.
Tell me.
I'm thinking about getting a food truck.
Go ahead. Tell me about your food truck idea.
And it makes chicken.
Yeah.
I'm going to park my food truck in the parking lot of Chick-fil-A every Sunday and call it Side Chick. Did you see this?
No.
But
I did not.
You guys going?
I didn't know where you were going. So Grace took this economics class.
Yes.
When she was in high school. Her and her partner developed an entire business plan called Chick-fil-B. And it's the same thing. It's a food truck, and it's right next to Chick-fil-A, only open on Sundays. Instead of Chick-fil-A, it's Chick-fil-B. And,
I like it.
And it was like a 7-page document with like a whole business plan and everything. I was like, you are definitely my daughter. Nice. And they had to give this whole presentation, and it went on for an hour. It was awesome, dude.
Oh, man. I've been proud.
I was very proud.
She's doing big things.
So I love the stuff so it always warms my heart that we have listeners, and our listeners send us some of the best stuff.
Well, it would suck if we did this and didn't have any listeners.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that way. So before we give this one, do I have time? 6:10. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got like 5 minutes before you bring in Chris. What do you call it? So in January, you and I sat through one of the worst meetings we've ever sat through in our life.
It was a very good meeting. It exceeded my ability of sitting time.
Yes. Both of us. It was fun to watch the people that were veterans in the room. Like even Angie, our vice president, sitting in there, she's like, oh, yeah. When is this going to stop?
I was told to sit the fuck down.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Randy faked an ankle injury to get the hell out of it.
We don't do meetings, folks.
Yeah, there's not a lot of planning here. That you may have noticed, but we're kind of a shoot from the hip kind of group here.
Hip pocket training.
Exactly. But the board of directors gave About Face Radio 2 goals. We have to raise $17,500 in funds for fiscal year 2023. And we have to
1 million.
1 million, yes. And 3,000 listeners for the first quarter of 2023.
So far we have 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Counting my mom and your mom.
Oh.
That's 2. And as soon as we find who that Russian chick is, we're going to have 3. But as of today, so Philip Blackman sent me all the numbers today. As of today, we hit 3,500 listeners on About Face Radio. That is all because of you folks and the talent on About Face Radio. That's the Max Waits, the June Moons, or you know her as Moon around here. The Tuesdays or the Today with Tallies, Philip Blackman, I already said Max Waite. That's because of all those folks putting out some quality stuff. Misfit Nation. So a huge thanks to like the Craig Stackowitzes of the world, the Mandy Connells, all that made this possible. The Crystal, big shout out to Amanda Biggs thank you for constantly sharing everything that we do. Really, I'm going to forget a ton of people, but I just wanted to say thank you. We are hitting our goals. And now that the problem is success breeds success.
Yes.
And now they're going to, I can assure you, they're like, yeah, give us a bigger number for quarter 2. So, hey, share this with everybody that you hate. So they like, hey, if you have to suffer through it, so do they kind of thing. so that other people can be listening to this station as well. So Joanna, let's talk about your Private Carl moments. For those that don't know, anytime somebody does something stupid in the Army, you call them Carl. So I don't know. I have an idea of what Joanna does. Thanks for listening, by the way. You're going to love this. The U.S. Navy has announced a one-time reset of physical fitness assessment failures for all active and reserve soldiers, empowering commanding officers to restore their personnel's retention and advancement recommendations to allow those soldiers to re-enlist, advance, promote, negotiate for orders. You can negotiate for orders and execute other career continuation transitions such as extensions, duty station transfers.
So if you're fat, you can re-enlist.
Long story short, if you fail your PT test in the Navy, no adverse reaction will become of you. Can you imagine?
Do you guys understand why I make fun of the Navy?
No.
That right
I
there,
just thought it was the bell bottoms.
That right there summed it up. Well, I mean, the bell bottoms alone is enough reason. But yeah, if you guys are physically incapable of doing your job, no adverse reaction.
You're still getting promoted.
Everything's fine.
You're still transferring, all that shit.
But the downhill on like all the other guys, they're like, we're just going to reset.
So now, and
what does that mean?
I guess they start from zero and they get another chance.
Okay, like I'm not good at toot my own horn and pat my own back. I never.
Probably because you can't reach it right now.
Very true, dude. I can find my way to fall onto the toilet to take a number 2, but it is a challenge to clean up after.
See, people that are new don't realize that you have like all this hardware on your leg.
I know we'll show them in a minute.
We
but,
can kind of look at all that cool stuff.
Yeah, all that hardware is holding my leg together right now. I never took a PT test and didn't max it out.
Really? Wow. I never took a height weight and didn't max it out. See what I did there?
I did. That was pretty smooth. I like that transition. No, I mean, I held myself to a pretty fucking high standard, like everything. And I also always like to be number 2 in my courses I went to.
Why is that?
Because you don't want to be number 1, bro. People think you're good when you're number 1. They like come back and they expect shit out of you. So kick ass, second place, all the time.
Being a medic, I worked with a lot of board soldiers.
Yeah.
People that, I was soldier of the quarter for, 2014 and shit like that. And you're like, cool. Can you save a life? Can you do your job?
Can you do anything besides study and read this book?
But I know the effective range of a Dragon anti-tank missile. That's cool. Have you ever fired one?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm not a fan. So, but yeah, I despise board soldiers. I like people that can actually do their job. When I was doing my interview to go to JSOC, Sergeant Major Lee Schmid, who is I adore the guy. He's like, so Doc, I'm looking through your NCOERs here, and I don't see a single excellence for PT. And I'm like, well, thanks for noticing, Sergeant Major. Said, I don't work for that document. I work for you. I work to save lives. I do my job. I don't work for an NCOER. And he was like, we're going to fix this while you're here. And I'm like, oh, I guess I got the job. Okay, cool.
I don't know if you know this about me. Did you know that you might not even believe me, but I do really good in boards.
I don't believe you. You are correct.
So I had 2 boards.
I've known you for many years now. And
E5 board, E6 board. Maxed out both of them.
Okay.
First board. I walk in, do my thing. Fucking there was an acting sergeant major. One of the first sergeants, the only first sergeant in the fucking battalion that didn't know me.
Yeah.
All the rest of them knew me. And he starts asking me questions, and I kept saying, sorry, could you repeat the question? Sergeant Major, couldn't hear you. And he's like yelling at me. And he starts getting fucking pissed, like knife hand standing up. And the fucking first sergeant next to him goes, hey, he got blown up like a week ago. He can't fucking hear you. And he's like, he looked at me and he was just like, no further questions. And there was a couple other funny fucking, like, my platoon sergeant my old platoon sergeant was one of the acting first sergeant. And he asked me like a funny question. Like, how was your Friday night? How was your last Friday night before we deployed? Like a dumb question. And then they were just like, get the fuck out of here, maximum board. Second board, walked in. And I was pretty full of myself as an E5.
Also hard to believe.
I walked in and the sergeant major goes, Man, you walk in a little cocky, and I was like, cocky people usually don't suck. Get the fuck out of my board. So I got kicked out of the board, and I sat out there maybe the whole fucking day. I was like the first or second person to go. I had to wait for everybody else to go, come back in, and sat down, and they asked me a couple of dumb questions, and then maxed me.
So, first board, December board, Specialist Williams with his super secret location being attacked.
Oh,
I hear the guards working hard.
I know different marks.
Our sentries are apparently actively engaging an intruder at the super secret location. My first board, the sergeant major was PCSing that month to Hawaii. So I walked in and he's like, Specialist Williams, sing Jingle Bells for me. So I start singing Jingle Bells. He's like, no. I want you to sing it so everybody in the battalion can hear it. So I'm screaming Jingle Bells. He's like, do an about face, exit. I exit the board, max the board out. And I'm like, why did I study for 6 months to get ready for the board for that? Even my staff sergeant was all bent out of shape, but
it was one of the only things in life I ever studied for. And then, it didn't fucking matter.
All right. Let's see. Let's go through the comment. Yeah, we're going to bring. Go ahead.
Hold on. Where's the Lysol can?
Oh, sweet, gentle Jesus. Music break. Sing or something, dude.
Dun, 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 dun,
What are you saying? Oh, here we are. Hang on. And we got the other Who brought that one up?
My mom.
I love her. All right, so I'll put this within reach. And I got to have our goats, so we're good. And the Lysol can. It might have to go here, just so. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's see. Let's go through some comments before we bring on Chris. Max Weight, about damn time. One shot, you better start listening to my show. Man, he ain't up that early. Craig Stack, sorry, post BJJ family time. That warms my heart. I suck at this. 5 sessions in. Good luck, boys. We all suck at this.
Why do you have so many more than me?
I don't know. If I had a nickel. Thanks, bud. Bobby B. Never heard of a fat chief? I haven't. Sean Mayberry's watching. Sage Shelton is watching. All right, cool. Sounds like we got a full crew. Should we bring in Chris with TAC 16?
We should.
All right, let's do this. So have you met Chris yet?
No, I'm not.
He's your people. You're going to like this guy. So I love this is my new favorite thing. There he is. Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? Can you hear me?
Hear what? You look good. You look good. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm making it. I'm fucking knee deep into 17 authors, and I don't know where to start. My fucking accountant dropped the fucking ball, and I got authors saying, where the fuck are my royalties? And I'm like, well, I don't know. My accountant was supposed to be on that shit, but that shit didn't happen. So.
Every time I talk to you, what was it last time when we were eating sausage and biscuits or biscuits and gravy? It was like there was a 1/4 of an inch missing around the edge of a book, and it threw all of your citations off or something like that. How does that?
Dude, that fucking thing. I'm telling you what, man. You just don't know what you don't know until you hire somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is fucked up." And you're like, "Okay, fix it." Just fix it. I don't care. Fix it. Oh, well, it's going to take like 40 man hours to fix. I'm like, fuck. Okay, great. Nice.
So what I'm hearing is being a publisher is not an easy thing.
Brother, it's not, man. And, the thing about this is I'm learning as I go, man. And it's been 5 years now. So every time I think I've got it figured out, I'll learn something new, man. It's fucking never ending.
Then. So let's talk about Chris Schaefer. Tell us about your military experience.
Well, I had fun. Let's just say that. I had a lot of fun. I miss the hell out of it. I dream about jumping out of airplanes still. I mean, it's you just can't replace it, man. You just can't replace it. There's nothing more. I was talking to a guy today about getting a new hire, and I said, look, I just want to work with somebody that I can say, here's your lane, go do this shit. And if you run into obstacles, just fucking fix it and let me know what the fuck happened and how you fixed it. Right? Like, I don't want to worry about these kids that want to whine about they need a fucking mental day because their fucking hamster died or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Credit. I mean, who doesn't love their hamster?
Right. You know, but that it was very apparent to me. And the lady goes, well, I was talking to, she goes, you are living in a fantasy land, buddy. Like, you're never going to find that person ever, unless you just pay him like 6 figures a year.
And even then,
like, yeah, even then, you know. So
we weren't that young in our career. Like, somebody handed us the whole Message to Garcia thing, and we were like, okay, cool. I read this. I'm supposed to know this, and this is how I'm supposed to act. You obviously read the Message to Garcia. Yeah, see, we all know this, but nowadays kids don't read that things like a Message to Garcia, so they have no idea what that is or how to go about that.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, you know, it's a different world. You know, and I really I've learned how to really navigate managing projects with not so much focus, so much, this is my lane, I have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, don't come to me with excuses. You know, I need freaking solutions, you know? So
were you an Army guy?
Say that again?
I said, were you an Army guy? You didn't say what branch of service you were.
Oh yeah, I'm Army guy, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it.
He's a retired Green Beret from 10th group?
Nah, 3rd, man. I was a
third.
French speaker. So yeah. I wanted to be 10th group, but you know, I didn't get that language.
I'm a huge fan of French. Their ticklers, their kisses, all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Except for Africa's. Yeah, they sent us to Africa, so I mean, yeah, there's some cool shit in Africa, but it's not like first group.
So some of us listening right now like don't have a clue what Tactical 16 Publishing is. Tell us what Tactical 16 Publishing is.
Yes, so we are on a mission to tell the stories of all our heroes, whether you're first responder, police officer, EMT guy, any veterans out there or active military. We're here to try to tell your stories in their words. Our editors do not change your story. And I tell my authors all the time, just tell it like you remember it, because we should capture our history. We don't need any historians writing some bullshit because they weren't there. You know, they're not veterans for the most part. And if we don't tell our story, those are guys that are going to. And don't get me wrong, I love reading history books and all that other stuff. And I'm not saying that those writers don't do their research, but the bottom line is that they weren't there. And so that's part of what we do. And, you know, like I told you earlier, Rob, writing's a therapy. And I know a lot of guys get told that, you know, journal, it's good for you. And they're like, yeah, I'd rather go fishing or to the range and shoot shit. And, you know, I want to go kill elk and deer and, you know, ride horses and do cool shit. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I've done all that. I've been to the Indians sweat lodges. I've done all that crap. But writing was the thing that really made me face my demons. Like for real, like for real, like for real. And so, you know, we want to pass that on to anybody that, you know, has ever done some shit and, you know, they think they faced their demons because they went out on a fishing trip. Consider writing, because one thing, even if you don't get it published, it's great therapy, and you can burn it in a trash can for all I care. But just give it a try. And if you want to get published and you think you got a story you need to tell, then get with us. I mean, we're going to help you do it right, get it right. I got professional people all the way through. You've seen some of our covers, Rob. We got some great ones coming out. You know, we don't screw around. We make sure it's right all the way from the way the page looks on the paper to the cover to how we do marketing to getting the word out to helping you get your story right, man.
And I have seen some of it. Some of it is extremely impressive. And it's not just and telling your story. So the way I do it is I do it into the notes app on my phone and then transfer it all. So I just talk into my phone and tell the story. And then I take that note and I drop it into Google Word or Google documents. And then, yeah, that's how I'm writing a book per se. What do you call it? And that's just the easiest way to do it for me. Although I do like to journal as well. What do you call it? Some of the authors that you have had and some of the books that you have had. Tell us about some of the authors and some of the books that they have written, because some of them are amazing.
Yeah, we had interesting enough, the book that we published just last fall was called Time of Flight, and it was about it's a memoir about a Apache helicopter pilot. And these guys are in Iraq. They'd get on station and guys were calling for support. But the problem was they're way too far out to even engage these targets. So they figured out if they flew their helicopters way up in the sky, they could launch those rockets. Those fuckers would fly almost twice the distance that they were supposed to fly, and they could still hit their targets. So, wow. Yeah. So because they didn't know what to do. They're like, they'd literally take off and they'd be like, these guys are, they're screaming for help, and there's no way we're getting there right now. By the time we get there, they're going to hear us, and those guys are going to bug out, right? So how do you kill those dudes? Well, you just freaking adapt and overcome. And so he wrote a story about that. A lot of it was just, his time being there, you know how it is. You got so much downtime, man. You're sitting around lifting weights, going to the gym, whatever, what those pilots do. And, they're pounding their puds for most of the time until they get in their bird and, they got shit happening. And they would come back and they'd be like, Jesus, man, we couldn't even help those guys because we can't get there in time. What are we going to do? Well, fuck that. We'll fly our helicopters way up in the sky, and then we'll just launch rockets and let them fly. Literally. Awesome. Yeah.
Where can people find that book? Because now we're going to get inundated with messages now with.
Yeah, brother.
Where can people find that?
We've got a new website, but if you go just to tactical16.com, that is the publishing side of the house. So if you got a story, you want to write it, you want to get it out there, you want to honor your buddies that died or whatever it is that you want to do, man, we'll help you with that. That is the publishing side of the house. Now, the new book website is just T16, the number 16books.com, and that just went live last week. That does nothing but sell the books, man. You get on there, all you're going to see is just the covers. You can search by author, and you can go right through it and find everybody that's out there. We got female writers, we got Navy, we got... No, you were talking about Navy earlier, but yeah, I mean,
you guys published now.
Say that again.
How many books have you guys published now?
We're around 40.
Nice.
That's a lot of, wow. Well done.
That's a good reading list.
Yeah, we got kids books. We do fiction. I've got a bunch of guys that are writing fiction right now. Think about all the, guys that are out there that in the past that were Vietnam vets that become prolific writers. And yeah, man,
we have one of the guys commenting right now, man, I should get going on my book. So
yeah, we got
a new one right now.
We got a lot of comments. This dude is rad. That's not accurate. He's really not. I've had breakfast with him. Peter Solomon, listen to this, Tax 16. I'm not a Navy SEAL, but I'd love this dude to tell my story. Roddy, have you really read it? All kinds of stuff. So yeah, lots of people listening in right now that are interested in what you're giving out, man. So keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, by the way, Rob.
And is that the correct? It's T16.
Yeah, it's T as in. Let me type it out here for you, man.
No, you're all right. You're okay. And you can text me with it too. And we'll, when I hang this on Spotify and Apple and whatnot, I'll also put that in the comments so people can go to it there as well.
Yeah, T16books.com.
Oh, look at you. You're good at this.
I can push buttons. I can push buttons with the best of them, man.
Yes, you can. Keep it up. So yeah. All right, cool. I like what you did here. What do you call it? You had another book that I was interested in. Well, first of all, for those that are listening and that aren't aware, and most people are not, About Face Radio has partnered with Tactical 16 Publishing. So we are going to be having all of their authors on either one show or another, or all of the shows. You're going to be hearing a lot more from Tactical 16 Publishing on About Face Radio because good things are coming. What do you call it? What else? There was something else here. Where was the other one? Here we go. Oh, there we go. That. Can I publish that? I don't know if I can do that. Tactical16.com. All right, cool. We got you. We're all over it. Good stuff. Lots of people are interested. You had another book recently. It's some Navy book, Enterprise.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about
First Enterprise, man. So the first Enterprise was written by a lady that is just infatuated with Navy stuff. I can't remember what her background is. I think her family was military, but she is probably the SME on the ship called, it was a schooner at the time, but it's called the Enterprise, spelled with a Z as in the old spelling from English, Old English, okay, not with an S, but with the Z. And so what's interesting is she wrote it from the point of view of each one of the captains that actually captained that ship, all the way back from the Revolutionary War. And it is really good as Sky. Photos in it, pictures, maps, all kinds of stuff, and it's a historical book. And we just got a email from the Naval, I think it's the Naval Historical Society, and I'm not sure. There's a bunch of them, but this guy I think was an admiral, and he was like, "I am looking forward to seeing this book because." I mean, it's an incredible historical book that is written from that perspective, which is unique in a sense, because you have logbooks and all this other stuff, but she really took it. And what I didn't know is that Benedict Arnold went and captured a British ship and then renamed it the Enterprise, and then sailed it back down and said, "Hey, look, I captured this ship. Oh, we're going to rename this thing." Yeah. We didn't even build the first Enterprise. We actually captured the damn thing, and it was Benedict Arnold that actually did it.
I know anything about had Captain James Kirk as the captain. So
yeah, right. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Right. Well, you know, the only aircraft carrier that wasn't named after somebody is the Enterprise.
So some the messages that we're getting, you are a for-profit business, right? You don't have a non-profit branch yet?
No, brother, that shit's too hard. We thought about that, but the problem is I mean, we don't know how the IRS would take it if we started paying authors royalties and we had royalties. What do they do with that? How do we manage that? My accountant's like, don't even go there, because you're just they're going to castrate you once they send 87,000 agents to your freaking office to, assault your building after you try to put a nonprofit together. So
one of our listeners wanted to donate to your cause. So, well, if I wanted to just write a book about, say, fly fishing, can I do that? Will you publish that book for me?
Does it have to be a story? Chrissy's not very good.
I'm the best fly fisherman in my waders.
Actually, I don't even know. I just assume.
You see my jiu-jitsu, so you just assume I suck at that too.
Yeah. Well, we go through a process. So I interview every one of the authors. Some of the things that we just can't do is when guys are just pissed off about the military. I got fucked over and blah blah blah, and the Army sucks and this and that. It's like, hey, dude. Go tell your VA rep that shit, because that's not a book. You got an article in online someplace that nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you got a story you want to tell, think about this. If you're going to write a book, it's going to be 60,000 words. So first you need to wrap your head around that. And you need to kind of have an outline. Any memoir is pretty simple because you can write it linearly. But fiction writers write a little bit differently, and there's a lot of other things to that. But a book about fly fishing, I don't know, bro. Maybe you can. I don't know if you can get 80,000 words together for that. I mean, I think you're going to repeat yourself quite a bit.
You've heard me talk, so I mean, I talk incessantly. So I mean, I just put it into words, and life is good, man. Yeah. Some of the comments. You can write that romance novel finally. Take my daughter jiu-jitsu class, Rangers lead the way, love you, the Midway, all kinds of stuff here. So yeah, I mean, Chris Jewell wants to write his romance novel. I'm excited about that. He's a very romantic guy, a good friend of mine. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing but good stuff going on here. So people are interested, dude. I like it.
we take all genres of books. I mean, we've done kids books, young adult fiction. Guy named Matt Richardson wrote a fucking hell of a book that was, young adult. But I mean, I read every word of that book, and it was done well. He was an Air Force Academy grad, and his major was English. And when we gave it to my editor, she was like, "Are you sure you're going to pay me for this? Because this is pretty good." So I was like, yeah. She was really impressed with it. There's a lot of, self-help stuff. We got some leadership books out there. And I think that's one thing that, us military guys need to consider that too, is like, look, there's good leaders in the civilian world, but they don't understand us and how we lead. And so, the more books we can get out about our mindset and how we do things and stuff like that, I think is important to capture that, that knowledge before it's all gone. Because one day we're going to get old and we're going to want to smoke dope and do nothing but rock out to 80s music. And you know what I'm saying? And we're just going to want to sit around and do nothing. So, I think it's important not only to capture that history, our history. Like, I mean, Jesus, man, we were in the war on terror 20 years. You know what I'm saying? How is one person going to put that all into one, book? It's not going to happen. You're going to have to take us to sit down and write our story. Here's the other thing, Rob. I think we talked about this. The guys that they went and interviewed for The Greatest Generation, when they started talking to these old World War II vets, 70 years after the freaking war, right? At first, Saving Private Ryan came out of that. All this stuff come out. There's a bunch of books, the Band of Brothers, blah, blah, blah. All great stuff. Like, that was great stuff. And I thought about that for a while, and I was like, well, that's one way to go about it. But here's the other side of this, and I didn't consider this until later. You're taking a 70, 80-year-old man. You're going to ask him about his events that he suffered through and did in World War II for what? For your own fucking entertainment? Okay, that's great. But you're digging up his past. And those guys got post-traumatic stress, reoccurring post-traumatic stress from that shit. And that's bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. For what? For your entertainment because you want to hear a cool guy story? You know what? Fuck you. Honestly. So let's write our stories now so that when we're 80, we can just listen to 80s music and just smoke dope, dude. Because I don't want to relive that shit at 80. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you what happened. But let's not dig this up in freaking 70 years.
I want to be riding around in a Camaro Berlinetta with the T-tops off at that age.
That's right.
Repeat.
I like 3 of those. No lie.
So, fun fact, since you keep bringing up the 80s music thing, you know who we have coming up in the month of May?
No, brother, who?
Ricky Rocket, the drummer from Poison, will be on this show.
Really? Nice.
Yes. So I'm going to send him this. So he's like, oh, cool. Veterans like old 80s music. I like it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'm kind of excited about that interview.
Yeah, it'll be a good one for sure.
Check it out, Chris. So I got you for another, I'm out of time. I got you for 2 minutes. So check it out. We may have missed a question. We may have skipped over something you wanted to talk about. We may have not given you an opportunity to talk about something. This is your time to shine. Take the next 2 minutes, talk about whatever you want in relation to Tactical 16 Publishing and the veteran world, and the whole world is listening, and the time is yours. Go.
Thanks, brother. So Tactical 16 is there for you guys. We don't want to change your stories, okay? We do all types of genres of books. If you've got a fiction book, we want to be able to have you tell your story. We're not going to change it. We're going to help you improve it. And when your name goes on that book, you'll be proud of it. I promise you. I have professional people. Every step of the way, every one of my authors get a sign off on everything, from the press releases to what we put together for the covers, to the advanced praise, to the marketing piece, to everything. They get a sign off on it. You will not leave with something you do not want. And what I want to tell your listeners is this also. Look, on our T16 Books website, we have what we're going to call shiny things. Okay. Shiny things. We all know that in the military, right? The shiny thing distracts you from everything else. So we called it shiny things. And shiny things is that opportunity for you individuals that want to help these authors. We don't have a large list of things that are going to be on shiny things, but it's like frosted mugs with our logos on it, cups, hats, t-shirts, stuff like that we're going to put in there that you can purchase, get something in return, but know that you're helping an author tell their story. And I get it. A lot of people just are not readers. Okay, that's fine. But for those readers, man, once you look at some of those titles, it might inspire you to write. I encourage anybody, police officer, firefighter. I know those guys see just horrible, horrific shit all the time. We do too. I get it. But just try to write, man. It's a great therapy. I'm not taking away from anything else, but writing is proven to be a very good therapy. And if you want to tell your story, let us know. We will help you every step of the way to get that dang thing done out to the market. And we're working on our marketing packages, and that's a hard part about this thing. But we've got you. We've got your back. So.
Very cool. I love the way you just said that. Hey, where can folks find you on the socials?
So if you go to Facebook, we got an Instagram, and it's all either T16 Publishing or T16 Pub. Facebook is T16 Publishing. We're on LinkedIn too for all you people that want to write business books or in the business world, or you have something to say and you've got a military background, first responder, friends of family of military people. We're on everything. YouTube, we got a YouTube channel too that shows our events and stuff like that. We have events all over the country where we do book signings, and usually we have a free beer because we don't do it at libraries or Barnes and Nobles. Like, we go to breweries and distilleries and places that people want to be, man. And usually the company buys a free drink if you get a book.
So I like it. One of our favorite listeners here, Dana Miller, in all caps, nurses. Yes, Dana, that's you too. We would love to read. I would love to read that book.
Absolutely, 100%.
Worth reading. I was, working as a young stripper, trying to get my way through nursing school. I get it. I'm a huge fan. I've paid for many nursings to go through nursing school. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, those are the stories we want. EMTs, for God's sakes, man. I always hear those EMTs having to carry guns with them because, some crackhead's trying to break into their freaking rig while they're trying to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's all kinds of stories out there. You know what? And listen, here's the thing, guys. You know as well as I do, if we don't tell these stories, some jackass is going to tell our stories.
Exactly right.
It's up to you, man. Either we capture that history now, we tell our side of the story, or somebody else is going to tell the other side of the story, and it's going to be spun badly. So I think we need to tell our story. That's what's important.
I guess Dana thinks I should open an OnlyFans account. I mean, I'll do it. But, I mean, I don't think there's anything anybody wants to see, but I mean, if the fans want it, I'll make it happen. Chris from Tactical 16 Publishing. Chris, you and I have been talking for months. I'm glad this relationship is finally coming to fruition and good things are happening. Love what you are doing at Tactical 16 Publishing. Lots of people were excited to hear about this interview. You are going to be inundated with messages over the next couple of days. Lots of people want to write books. Follow through. If you're going to start this project, finish this project. Don't get started and then get fizzled out when it gets hard, because it's going to get hard. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is what she said.
That's true. True.
Chris, it was great having you on. Hey, do you have a favorite president?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Ooh,
the Rough Rider, baby. Rough Rider.
Very good answer. I like what you did there.
Yep.
Judo in the White House.
Damn straight.
So, hey, Chris, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for taking time out of your Monday night to be a part of From the Ashes Radio on About Face Radio. Really appreciate having you on here. That's how I'm getting myself through grad school. But yes. All right, man. Hey, it was great having you on the show, and thanks for being here, bud.
Thanks, man. Take care, fellas.
Later. Bye.
You know, when you asked me what my favorite president was, I immediately was like in my era, and I was like, trying to be
doesn't have to be in
like,
your era.
Yeah.
No.
Roosevelt, badass.
Roosevelt was a badass.
Ulysses Grant.
I mean, and didn't
badass.
Roosevelt like start his own party, like the Moose Party or some shit like that?
Yeah, he did like a bunch of crazy.
After he got shot while giving a speech or some shit. What happened to that modern day politician?
Gone.
Well, I don't know, but so with this coming election, I realize she is a Democrat, and a huge challenge for me to vote for a Democrat. But I'm excited about Tulsi Gabbard running.
Okay.
I mean, she's a veteran. She runs and guns. I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that. It would be hard to vote for a Democrat.
I won't ever say that I won't vote for a Democrat. I just won't vote for the vast majority of the Democrats in this era.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look what's happening right to our nation right now. I get you. I'm totally down.
It's just nutty.
And
Nutty.
Well, all of them, even the Republicans nowadays, they're not doing what we're supposed.
It's nutty all over.
They suck. They suck hard, real hard. Politicians as a whole, y'all suck. So yeah. Adam Marquez, Haley. Haley. Who's Haley? Oh, all right. Ranger School was 21 years ago, but I never quit. Adam, hey man, I'll bet there's a ton of us that have 3 chapters of a book written and have never finished that shit. So do you need a music break?
No,
you're okay.
No, because once I get up, I'm done. I don't move much right now.
I mean, do you need a tea bottle or something? I mean, I'll have to, black out the screen for a minute or two.
Yeah, I do need a bottle of tea. That would be nice.
I mean, so that you can fill the bottle.
Did you just offer me a tea or not?
I can go get you a tea, but did you need to piss into a bottle is what I was getting at.
Oh, no.
No,
I'm good.
All right. Yes, I can go. Did you already finish? Did you already drink the 2 that we brought down?
There's only like this much in them.
God damn, you are well hydrated.
Yes.
All right, folks.
We're well medicated, if you couldn't tell.
I could.
Yeah.
We are going to take a quick break so I can run upstairs to go get some teas, apparently. We will be back in just a few minutes. And I'm going to teach him how to do this with all of the commercials and shit. So we scroll down here. All right. Check this out. So while I'm going to get that. All right. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see? Can you guys see? You guys can see, right? All right. So all you got to do is click. And so obviously I start everyone with the Motorcycle Relief Project one.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the Second Amendment of the United States of America's Constitution. This Second Amendment, the right of law-abiding Americans to privately own and possess firearms, is under attack like no other time.
You're finally back at her place for a little brown chicken brown cow when you get hit with love potion number 2.
Are you okay?
You skipped the loo before that keister kangaroo jumps out of its pouch. Now, what do you do?
Hurry up, come on. Come on, I'm on a date. This isn't happening right now.
You let that badonka-donk honka-honk and strike a match in the hopes you won't strike out. But alas, your chance of date number 2 just went up in flames.
Are you okay?
Do you have insurance? Just wondering.
It smells like burnt hair and blue cheese.
I got it.
Are you positive?
Don't worry about it.
Are you sure you're okay? You there?
You drop trow and give it your all like it's a one-shite stand.
I'm gonna be single forever.
You fill the air with fragrance to keep your craps under wraps.
Oh, man.
But instead you come out smelling like...
Did you spray my perfume? And poop. Not even on my worst day would this be okay. Not even in my most desperate times. I shaved my entire body for this night. Hard no, hard pass. I need you to go. No, not happening, bro. You gotta go. I'm out. Done.
I air that commercial only for the line, I shaved my entire body for this. It's far and away, by far, just one of my favorite lines.
It's your ding.
It cracks me up to no end. I shaved my entire body.
Why is that gross?
It cracks me up to no end. No. The smell of her perfume and crap is what.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. Sorry.
Hey, if you were listening, so that last. Let me take off Dana's comment here about her OnlyFans. If you haven't checked out Dana's OnlyFans, you absolutely should. Yeah, let me hide that one too. I feel that, she says. What do you call it? So if you were not tracking, and let me keep talking. What do you call it? We are back on with, I know that was kind of a little ADD moment right there, wasn't it? I saw your face in the camera. We are back on with Combat Flip-Flops. So go to combatflipflops.com, enter the code ABOUTFACE. You get a 30% discount. We get 15% of that to our 501c3. So you are literally helping to put other veterans on the air and, all our DJs and stuff like that. You are helping us. So go to Combat Flip-Flops, enter the code ABOUTFACE, and you'll be set for life. Thigh Huggers. Thigh Huggers loves us as well. We were using the code ABOUTFACE, but apparently someone stole that shit.
Assholes.
That's what I said. Assholes. But we have a new super secret
dedication
code. Exactly. Go ahead.
Wearing them all the time except for last week and this week because I can't fit them over my contraption. Thigh Huggers put our discount code as one shot. Type that in, and you'll, like I said,
get a huge discount, and we get a part of it.
And donate to an awesome nonprofit, if I might say so myself.
I agree. Go check out Tactical 16 Publishing. They're on all the Facebooks and the Grams and the Instagrams and all that cool stuff, and their website. Buy some of those books. The books are super cool, folks. Some of them are awesome. Talk to the people while I go get the skateboard.
Oh, for the giveaway.
Yes. Tell them all about it.
Did we figure out who gets it?
Not yet.
Oh, my goodness.
When we have Neo on.
Okay. So, folks, if you remember, we had Raid skateboards on, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, we went ahead and got a few of these kick-ass decks. Will you quit showing them my deck?
This is not your deck. Do you want this one or do you want the other one?
I like that one, but it's okay. They get what's best. They get first pick. They're all really cool.
Junior picked these all out.
Junior's got good taste.
He does.
All right. So we decided to purchase a few. When we finish up redoing the studio, one will be hung up for artwork. Okay. And this one, if you guys go ahead.
So go on to Instagram. You have to follow About Face Radio. You have to follow From the Ashes. That's the show you're watching right now or listening to right now. And follow Raid Skateboards. If you do all three, and tag a friend. Don't forget to tag a buddy so we know that other people are listening as well. You do all four of those things, and you're entered to win this deck right here from Raid Skateboards. And our first show in April is with Neil Ford. If you haven't checked him out, he's super cool. On that broadcast, we will give away this skateboard deck. So yeah, do all four of those things, and you can possibly earn this deck. So yeah, and that's bringing us towards the end of the show. Let me go to Brandon Bartlett. Where did it go? It's right here. So we get sent a lot of stuff from a lot of people, and it means the world to us. So we get sent the private Carls all the time. We get sent the Never Forgotten. If you have a name that you want us to remember and to immortalize, we will. Most of the staff from About Face Radio is currently serving in the reserves. And so most of them are currently deployed, for those of you that don't know. We can't talk about where and all that other cool stuff. But and this one kind of, right there with you.
It is.
What do you call it? So one of the names that we want to remember is with extremely heavy hearts that Elbert Fire Department informs the community of the passing of Alexis Pappy, Alexis served on the Elbert Fire Department for 9 years with 8+ years of service to the Army prior to becoming a firefighter and EMT. Alexis was best known for her bountiful love of animals, followed closely by her love of helping people and our community. Our deepest condolences go out to her family as they mourn. So yeah, please remember Alexis Pappy. When you get ready for bed tonight and you drop to your knees and it's time to say prayers and all that cool stuff, make sure you include that name. It's local here to this super secret location, so it means a lot to us. And obviously, she was serving with members of our team as well, so it means a lot to us in a lot of different ways. So remember Alexis Pappy when you can. It means a lot to us. So yeah. What else? We are coming to the end.
Who do we have on next week?
Oh, let's go to the calendar. We have some really cool guests coming up.
The next like month and a half. There's some really cool stuff.
This coming Monday, we have Extreme Adventures veterans. If you want to do like mountain biking, skydiving, hippo riding and stuff like that, these are the people that you want to do it with. So next week is Extreme Adventure Veterans. I'm looking forward to that show. In March, starting off in March, why is that one open? I'll figure that out. March, we have Tig. Tig is running for, you've seen the movie Benghazi, 13 Hours, all that stuff. It's that Tig. He's going to be on the show. He's running for mayor of Colorado Springs, and we like veterans running for political office. We think that's a good thing. So Tig will be on the show on March 13th. I'm kind of excited. I like that one. And then we have Dan Horgan with Free Range Texan. Are you familiar with Free Range Texan?
I'm not.
So Dan Horgan used to work for Black Rifle Coffee and now runs a media company called Free Range Texan. So Dan Horgan is the guy. Yeah, we're going to have him on March 20th.
I do know who you're talking about now.
Yes, everybody basically knows who he is. And then we end the month with Mandy Connell, one of our biggest supporters and a huge name in media here in Denver, Colorado. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming on. And April's filled up, and I'm starting on guests for May.
That is outstanding.
It's kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah, we fill up quick.
Same thing with guests. If you guys know about something, know about a program, know about a veteran, no, not just Uncle Bob that served for 2 years, but you got somebody that's doing something amazing out there in the veteran community, please let us know.
Yeah. In the meantime, go and support those that we love. We love the Motorcycle Relief Project for obvious reasons. We love the We Defy Foundation. They are doing absolutely incredible things. We have a new regional coordinator here.
I spoke with them about a month and a half ago.
Yeah. So nothing but good stuff coming up with the We Defy Foundation. Memorial Day is coming up very quickly. So start putting together your events for Memorial Day. I'm sure at Zenith Authentic, we will have some kind of open mat for veterans or something to that extent, but nothing but good stuff coming. Hey folks, can't thank you enough for listening to From the Ashes Radio tonight. Really appreciate it. Please remember Alexis Pappy in your prayers tonight. Go check out Tactical 16 Publishing. Tune in next week and we'll have Extreme Adventures veterans on if you want to go to like mountain biking and all that craziness. I don't, because I'm not very good at that kind of stuff.
I just have a tendency to get injured a lot.
Not kidding.
So I pick and choose my things. For those of you who don't know, I am going to grab the camera for a minute.
All yours.
See this amazing contraption holding my leg together?
And it's literally holding his leg together.
Well, I put a video up of, our wonderful VA healthcare. I put a video up about me putting this back together because they didn't do it right, wrench and all.
I like the pair of pliers that Matt was using to try to tighten stuff up.
Yeah. Anyway, it does bring us up to, hey, we are here for each other, right? Like we can't count on the VA because
nobody's coming for us.
Nobody's coming for us.
We got to take care of each other.
We're here for each other, and we got to get that number down. Okay. I think that's it.
It's a night. All right. Thanks a lot for listening, folks. Love you. Appreciate you being here.